Chapter 13, Congruence of Triangles. You have learned certain properties of triangle in the previous years, and here the property congruence is somewhat introduced to you in the last year. Here we will be making it more clear ourselves so that it can be frequently used in the field of geometry. So in that case, I should give you an opportunity to recollect what you learned so far. Congruence of triangles is a property by which we try to compare two triangles which look similar, and for that we should know the properties of a triangle. If I try to draw a triangle here to remind you about different aspects of a triangle, in that case, here is a triangle, for example. This is a triangle. Okay, if you look at this triangle, you will remember what all things you studied in the previous class. We know that the triangle is, all triangles are having three sides. If I name this triangle as ABC, and we will say the sides of the triangle are AB, then this triangle side, then BC and AC, correct? If you ask about the angles of the triangle, you will say angle A, angle B and angle C. This you know. And if I ask you what is the opposite angle to side AB, then you will say C is the opposite angle. If I ask you what is the opposite side of angle A, then you will say that it is the side BC. If I ask you which side is included by angle A and angle C, if I ask you like this, angle A or C कौन सा side को include कर रहे, you will say that it is side AC, correct? If I ask you which is the angle adjacent to side AB, if I ask you angles adjacent to side for example BC, then you will say angle B and angle C. That means you have a clear idea about what is a triangle, what are its sides, what are its angles, what is meant by opposite angle, what is meant by opposite side, what is meant by included side, what is meant by included angle, what is meant by adjacent angle, what is meant by adjacent side. All these are languages related to triangle. This you know very clearly. Okay, so this is one of the aspects you should recollect before going further. And later we know that we are here to study about congruence of triangle. What is the concept of congruence? That I need to introduce you now. Look at this triangle. Just like already explained, the triangle having all three sides and as well as three angles. Let me once again name it as ABC. We are trying to understand ourselves what is the concept of congruence of triangle. CONGRUENCE, Congruent is the spelling of it. What is the concept of congruence of triangle? Suppose that we are having one more triangle like this, and I name it as EFG. And if I ask you what is the difference between these two triangles, or what are the similarities between this triangle, or are they different triangle? These are something to be answered while trying to explain to you about congruence. Is it matching each other? Further, I should lift the triangle and keep one on the other so we can understand whether it is matching or not. Let me do that. It is perfectly matching. Such triangles which match each other, which fits on one on other, we call such triangles as congruent triangles. We know that in these two triangles, the vertex A is correspond. I am using the word vertex, another term related to triangle. Vertex A is correspond, taking the same position to, it is corresponds to vertex E. We can see that vertex E. The same way, this particular vertex is correspond to the vertex G, and B is correspond to vertex F. We write the correspondence of two vertex. We will write like this: A correspond to E. We have studied this. And in this case, angle A is equal to angle E. This equal to sign, which we are seeing now, is modified into another sign by putting a curly segment here and called it as congruent or congruence. The symbol of congruence is like this. So here the triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF, means both are equal in all respect, same in all respect. One can be fit on the other. We can place one on the other. Then the triangles are congruent, and this property is named as congruency. I think it is clear to you. But there are chances of errors in this explaining the or understanding the congruency that is to be taken care of. It is just like if you made a mistake in writing English alphabet in your childhood, abhi bhi wo mistake rahega. The same way, while we are learning certain properties new, we should be very clear and perfect in that. Otherwise, in future higher classes, it will create problem for you. So I want to make you understand another concept which is important and connected with this is correspondence. The same triangle which was shown here, I just tilted this, इसको जरा घुमाया, so triangle ऐसा हो गया, देखो. And I have written triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. That means if I write ABC like the earlier cases and DEF, something is wrong. What is wrong here? Correspondence disturbed. Then what is correspondence? Is angle A correspond to angle D here in this case, or angle B is correspond to angle E in this case? Little confusing. So the best way is, let us take this right angle. Here it is 90-degree right angle. You studied about the protractor and the measures in that. Here the angle, this one is triangle. That means F is correspond to B. Change हो गया है. A can be corresponding to D, angle D, or vertex D. But vertex B is not correspond. This is the second one in this case. Is not correspond to the second one here E. It is corresponding to F. So the name of the triangle here in this case must be A correspond to D, B correspond to F here, and then C naturally will be corresponding to E. Are you getting the here? Naming the congruent triangle is having utmost importance, and it should have utmost accuracy. Otherwise, everything will go wrong. So keep it in your mind. It is not like simple three-letter written in any order. It should be in proper correspondence. हिंदी में हो सकते हैं बराबर है, ए के बराबर डी है, बी के बराबर ई ए के एफ है, बी के बराबर इसमें एफ है, अर्लियर केस में बी के बराबर ई था. Correct? Please keep this in mind. Very, very, very important. Correspondence is having lot of importance while explaining about congruence of triangle. Simply by putting the alphabet in order, it will not support your congruence. This way it should be written. I made the correction. Okay. Here is a question from your textbook. The question is to identify the one-to-one correspondence of vertices in which the two triangles are congruent, and write the congruence in two ways. Okay. State with reason whether the statement triangle XYZ congruent to triangle STU is right or wrong. It's a good question. If you simply observe that those two triangles STU and XYZ as it is given here, STU and XYZ, are they whether the statement they are congruent? It is shown here, it is congruent. Is this statement is right or wrong? That is ultimate question to you. On observation, we can feel that they are okay, and it appears to be corresponding on observation. But we should check that whether the correspondence is matching, because that is the most important thing and most common error. If you look at this triangle STU and triangle SYZ, where if you look at the symbols and other things shown here, here is a single line. That means this side is congruent to this side. That's why they both are having same notations. Here 2 marks are there, again 2 marks. That means these two sides are congruent. Here 3 are there, here 3. That means the sides which are congruent is shown there in the diagram. Correct? If I try to write XTU is correspond to XYZ, I should be in a position to reasonize. If I write in terms of congruence, if I have to write side ST, in the first triangle I have taken these two, then I should take is congruent to side XY. If I write this is XY, first two, so this is side ST and this is side XY, but according to this they are not congruent. This is wrong. If this is wrong, then the statement is wrong. I only took one side congruency. Is ST is congruent to side ST is congruent to XY? By looking at the given information, I found that they are not congruent. So that means the statement is wrong. So by looking similar or to our eyes, though the triangles appears congruent and similar, of no use until and unless their angles are congruent and sides are congruent. Above that, when we write this, you should check that the corresponding sides and angles are congruent. Correct? अभी ये सवाल आते हैं, ये मतलब STU is not congruent to XYZ. तो फिर कुछ congruency है क्या? है. If on the other hand we know that side ST is congruent to side XY, जब लिखने में गलती हो गया तो इधर 2 है, 2 किधर है? साइड XZ. Then side, look at this, TU down, TU is congruent to side YZ, no problem. Then side, which side is left? SU. Side SU is congruent to side SU, only one mark वाला इधर ये है, XY. So these sides are congruent. So 3 sides are congruent. Okay, 3 sides are congruent, and the order of writing created the problem. That's what I was trying to tell you. ST side is congruent to XZ. TU is congruent to what we say? YZ. SU is congruent to XZ. So while writing, we should follow the corresponding order. Even if you compare the angle S is congruent to, where it is written 0 like, angle X, very good. Angle T is, this one, is congruent to angle Z, right? And angle U is congruent to, this is angle U, where it is called Z, angle Y. So if you are writing the order STU, this is capital U, then you should write not XYZ, XZY. So if you are writing the congruency of these 2 triangles, if they are congruent, because 3 sides and 3 angles are congruent, naturally they should be congruent. In that case, you will write triangle STU, if I keep it undisturbed, STU is congruent to not to XYZ but to triangle XZY. This is a proper way of placing it. In that what happens, ST side is congruent to XZ, match ho gaya. These 2 I am taking, then these 2, and side SU, the next one is TU here. TU I am taking, these 2 is congruent to ZY, that is YZ only, and side SU, these 2 we are taking, then it will be congruent to XY. Everything perfectly matched, congruent, congruency and the correspondence nature, matching of each vertex and each side and each angle should be properly placed while writing the congruency. This is a primary thing that you should take care while dealing with the congruency of a triangle. Okay, let me go ahead. In the given figure, the identical marks show the congruent parts in the pair of triangle. State the correspondence between the vertices of the triangles in which 2 triangles are congruent. After doing that, this will become easy. One thing is very clear to hear. There are 2 triangles. let me name it as A, B, D. I should take care that D is a right angle, then my name should be A, C, D. So we will consider triangle A, B, D and triangle A, C, D. मैंने A, D, C नहीं लिखा, A, C, D. D is the right angle here. दोनों को एक ही जगह पे रखा. B correspond to C, A correspond to A only, D correspond to D only. Because the AD is a common segment. That means AD segment AD or side AD is common. We can say that and write that. So segment AD is congruent to segment AD only. The side AD is congruent to side AD only. So A correspond to A, then B correspond to C and D is correspond to D only. This way these two triangles are. So here common side we will be marking it specially. This particular marking vertically given is for common side. दिखाने के लिए. You cannot mark 1, 2, 3 over there. Okay, so this is a way of presenting such kind of situation what to do. Okay, we will move further regarding the concept of congruence. We need to learn a little bit more.
Now click on the subscription button below to subscribe the channel, then the bell button to get the notifications of the new videos. Thank you.